This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
The weather is starting to cool down, which means it's perfect to enjoy nature. Justin Andrews is live at the Missouri Department of Conservation Center learning more about bird watching. Hey, Justin.
Good morning, Ella. Check this out. I'm looking through these binoculars right now, checking out some of the bird mounds here at the Department of Conservation. I have joining me Krista this morning.
Good morning,
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
The season is it's a little chilly outside.
Yes, finally.
Yes, the season is changing from fall, winter, we're going to that season. Talk to me about the different types of feed that people should maybe fill up their bird feeders outside in their backyard.
Sure. Well, excuse me one second. Black sunflower seed is really one of the best ones. It's really high in calories, and a wide variety of birds will utilize the black sunflower seed. And then suet here is awesome in the fall and the winter because it's high in fat, which fat helps birds survive the winter. It doesn't help us, does it?
Helps me.
Yeah, exactly. Both these can be fed year-round, but in the fall and the winter, these are especially helpful and useful.
Gotcha. The types of birds that come to these different feeds, are there different species that come?
Yes, Justin, and I have a few mounts here as some examples. This is a northern cardinal, which most people will recognize. It's a really common, beautiful bird that we have. And you can see he has a sharp triangle beak, and that's because he eats a lot of hard seeds. And we have a nuthatch here that has a long, thin beak, and they really like the suet. And this woodpecker here with not quite as thin, but still a long beak for chiseling wood. They like insects and seeds and suet.
Wow. So one more thing, you said that it's also important for people to sit water outside, even during the wintertime, because birds enjoy the water.
Yes, believe it or not, they still need to drink in the winter, and they will actually even bathe sometimes in the winter, but you need to have a heating unit in it so that it doesn't freeze.
Okay.
And it still needs to be changed regularly so that it's clean.
Gotcha. One more question for you. You mentioned that, well, let's talk about the different types of species that are just here in Missouri. Are there any special ones that are just...
Well, we have just over 400 species that can be found in the state, and that varies by season because birds migrate. This time of year we have tanagers, which is a beautiful red bird, rose-breasted grosbeaks, and they're all getting ready to leave. And then we'll have some other species come in for the winter, such as white-throated sparrows, white-crowned sparrows, and juncos.
Gotcha. A lot of birds out here, Ella. I'm kind of learning a lot right here with Krista, learning as I teach you all. But coming up, we're going to talk about some programs that you all offer here at the Missouri Department of Conservation. Ella, I'll throw it back to you.
Welcome back. Justin Andrews is hanging out at the Missouri Department of Conservation Center in Kirksville learning about bird watching and some of the programs they have to offer. Hey, Justin.
We'll talk about. All righty, Ella. Good morning. We're going to talk about these attractive backyard birds that are here. Talk to me about a few of these species on the wall.
Sure. This one here, the indigo bunting, the male is this beautiful, brilliant indigo blue color. And that is just a bird that spends spring and summers here. It breeds here. It will not be here during the winter. And you can attract that bird to your feeder
Are they always
fairly
that
easily.
small? They're kind of tiny.
Yes, it is a smaller bird.
Okay.
We already discussed the northern cardinal. That's the male cardinal, the bright red. The females are darker brown and kind of bland colored. And then the next bird there, the black and orangish yellow one, is the Baltimore oriole. That's another beautiful bird that comes here to breed. They'll be leaving soon. They don't stay here year-round. And the next bird, if you remember I mentioned the tanagers, that's a scarlet tanager. And that is also a male with a brilliant red plumage and the black wings, and that species also will be leaving soon.
Gotcha.
They're just here.
Let's talk about some of the literature.
Sure.
You said that people can pick up some of these items and actually learn more about the birds here in Missouri.
Yes, we have some great opportunities for people. This book here, Birds in Missouri by Brad Jacobs, we sell here in our office. And it's great because it only talks about birds that we have here, and it gives information on the calls that they make, what habitat you can find them in, and it's a wonderful book. It has great drawings. But then we also have some complimentary things for people. We have this handout on enjoying birds, enjoying Missouri birds, and it gives you information on what conservation areas you can go to see certain birds and what seasons the birds will be there. We have one specifically on bluebirds, because everyone loves bluebirds.
Yes, of course.
And we have one on ruby-throated hummingbirds, which, by the way, they'll be sticking around probably for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll start flying over the Gulf of Mexico. And we also have one on Missouri's woodpeckers, and on the cover here is a beautiful red-headed woodpecker. And as you can see, he's eating peanuts from a feeder.
I see. So real quickly, let's talk about some of the programs that you all offer here as it relates to the birds.
Well, we do have some exciting programs coming up. October 7th, we have one on vultures for preschool children, and October 9th, we have one on vultures for elementary children. And then in December, we have some on owls.
Gotcha. A lot of activities out here at the Department of Conservation this morning, and coming up actually in the next coming weeks and months. We'll try to put all this information on our website at heartlandconnection.com.